All right, this is the start of this trail. It's a nice paved trail. There's a cornfield. That's what we talked about in another video. This trail is concrete, and an issue with concrete is the tree roots push the trail up, where if it was just like a crush and run, something like that, it wouldn't be hard to deal with. But oh, I see. It's only paved for the first little bit, and then it is crush and run, which will be a lot smoother to ride on than riding over tree roots. It's lots of signs here telling about different stuff. I'll have to, and there's a deer, look at her. It's all right, girl. It's all right, girl, you're all right. Well, that's the first wildlife on today's trip, not even a tenth of a mile from the truck. She was getting her something good to eat, and I scared her off. I think from glancing at the sign back there, this trail was a railroad designed to carry wood to different sawmills so they could get them to mill and get them processed, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool that they took time to turn it into something for recreation. Yeah, we're in the cool. It's cool under here. I talked to a nice couple from Lynchburg who had ridden the trail, turned around and was going to ride it again. It's a small world because they knew a lady that I grew up with, that she babysat me when I was a kid. That's just a small world. Very cool, very beautiful in here. Going through the pine trees. There was a plaque about Hurricane Camille. If you don't know about Hurricane Camille, look it up. In 1969, there was a hurricane that just stopped over the mountains here in Virginia, and it rained so many inches it washed away houses and people. Dozens and dozens of people were lost, and a lot of them were never recovered in a flash flood because of Hurricane Camille. The Tye River, it was so much water, the Tye River came down on the other side of the valley when it finally receded, is what I'm trying to say. I was a young boy then. Hurricane Camille was on the same scale as what happened in North Carolina a couple years ago with the hurricane. Just devastated the community. Popular tree. Piney River's to my right, and that is a, up in the mountains, it's a put and take trout stream. Down here, starting in October, if there's enough water, they'll stock it for catch and release single hook only. How you doing? And after June 1st, you can come down and catch them out because they're going to die from lack of oxygen in the water. But hey, how you doing? How you doing? But then you can catch them however you want to. I've never fished it, but we used to go to Peddler River. They stock below the Peddler Reservoir the same way, and we've walked a half a mile down in there and caught trout out when you could keep them. But that's a long walk down in there, and it's worse, it's a long climb back up the hill after you fish. So, but it is something to do. It is outdoors in Virginia. I think this trail is, you can ride your horse on this trail also. Doesn't cost anything to park like at the state park. So it's a cheap afternoon or morning's entertainment. And we're going over a bridge here. I'm assuming it's going to be over the Piney River. The sign says dismount before crossing. Yep. That's pretty down there. Now we're going to cross this public road right here. So we got to stop. I don't know how old that house is right there, but I imagine it's all the Civil War and probably maybe even the Revolutionary War. That's a pretty old house. All right, here we go. How y'all doing? There's a recycle station. Well, there's another old house. An old Chevrolet truck. A lot of people would like to restore that old square body Chevrolet. Me, myself, I'm a Ford guy, so y'all can keep the Chevrolet. All right. going on a downhill grade. I'm gonna slow down a little bit. A place to sit down and rest and look at the scenery. Comes a group of riders back up the hill. Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm gonna take this way. I'm gonna get him out the trail. I was up here the other day and somebody ran over one. I saw him in the rearview and he flew up in the air. I'm going, I had to speed up and get away from him because it made me so mad. Oh, right. Yeah. And think when I moved over to not hit him that they might have said, hey, maybe there's something in the road, you know? So that's a deer and a box terrapin that I've seen today. And that river down there is just absolutely beautiful. It makes me want to go down there with my fishing rod, which I do have. I've got my pack rod on the back of the bike. Like I say, I may go catch a fish before I leave here. When I leave here, I'm going to Saunders Brothers Orchard and get my wife some apple butter and some different stuff. That's a cool place. I'll make a little short video and post that when I get there. Because it's a cool place to go when apples or peaches are in season. Sometimes they have bluegrass bands, live bands playing and things like that make the trip up 29 worth it. If you happen to be in Virginia and Central Virginia around Amherst and Nelson counties. There's a picnic table on a beautiful place right there beside the river. If you can get down to it. The only thing I regret about my e-bike is that I can't get my wife to try to come along and get one to come with me. But the things that I get to see and the wildlife I see is just, it's crazy. I mean, it's just, It's beautiful, crazy. God's creation. You don't get to see this riding down the road like you do on this bike down these trails. I'm really not sure. I'm assuming this river here is still the Piney River. I know that there's access to the Ty River too. I'm not sure which one this is. When they stock the Ty River and they stock Piney River, but both of those are up in the mountains. This is down in the valley a little bit, which it's still possible that it could be some trout here that have come down, but only in a deep hole where there's enough oxygen for them to live. It's been really dry this summer in Virginia. Had a really wet winter, rain and did all kinds of stuff every day in the winter, but in the summer it's been really dry. How you doing? That's pretty. There's a cutover. Look at that old road going up that hill. I've been 3.3 miles. I'm about halfway. The nice couple I talked to from Lynchburg said there was a oak tree across the trail where you can't go all the way to the end today, unless somebody's cleaned it up by the time I get down here, which that would be my hope. It's a picnic area and a gazebo to sit under. A place to tie your horses up. Really cool. Just past the 3.5 mile pole. Cow pasture. All right, little birds. Uh-oh. Going over a covered bridge. Isn't that cool? And it is cool also. Yes, those steps to get on your horse if you get off when you go through the bridge there. You can get off of that. Bumpy. I'm saying bumpy. This seat with the shock absorber, seat post with the shock absorber in it, is well worth the $20 I spent on it, because it sure does improve the ride. I think I forgot to lock my truck. Hope it's honest people here. Most people are honest. Few not. Most people are. And that's pretty. Come on, piece of it all. Oh, bump. Run over the stick. Uh-oh. We've come to an issue. Well, I guess if I'm going to go any further than this, I'm going to have to carry the bike over this. So I am going to stop recording. All right, folks, this is the old scale for the railroad where they used to weigh the logs that they would carry into market. And you can see the little railroad car right here that with a dump on it to dump the logs off. That's pretty cool. There's a little placard about it. There's several plaques along the trail that tells you about different things. It's a pretty nice little trail. I'll be back to ride it some more. Well, folks, I'm back at the truck. Had a good ride. It looks like it might be coming up a storm, so I need to hurry up and get the bike home. I stopped and caught some fish along the trail, and I'll probably have to make this into 2 videos because I don't want to make a long video because y'all tend not to like to watch a long video. So that's what I'll do. I'll make 2 videos. Anyway, let me get this thing on the truck and I will see y'all on the next one. God bless y'all. Like and subscribe.